The murder of a young girl in the national capital. A murder most foul, more and more grisly, disturbing and bone-chilling details are now emanating from the national capital. We are getting to know that Aftab, the 28-year-old man who allegedly killed his living partner, not only chopped her body in 35 parts, but he kept it hidden in a refrigerator. Meanwhile, he used to call more women to his house via dating apps, indulge in sexual activity allegedly with them, while the chopped up body of his former girlfriend was stored in a refrigerator in that very apartment. In fact, parts of her body were scattered by this man Aftab allegedly one by one across the city's Mehroli forest, and that's where the police is present at the moment, and they are trying to piece together the entire incident. They are not only recreating the crime scene, but they are also trying to find out the remaining parts of her body. 22 body parts still missing. The father of the victim has now made a sensational claim, saying that he even suspects a love jihad angle in this entire controversy, in this entire incident rather. Now let's take our viewers through exactly what had happened. What details do we have as of now? Because some very, very disturbing, as I said, gruesome and gory details are emerging. What do we know really about how this crime was committed? What Aftab did after committing the crime? Let's take a look at revelation number 1. What is it that the police sources are telling us? Police sources telling us that Aftab chopped Shraddha's body into as many as 35 pieces after committing that heinous crime, after allegedly strangling her. Revelation number 2, he hid pieces of Shraddha's body inside the house. He reportedly brought a brand new refrigerator to store her body parts. Revelation number 3, extremely disturbing, that he continued meeting another women on dating apps after committing the murder. Revelation number 4, he invited another woman home after 20 days of committing the murder. What does this mean? This means that he invited another woman home at a time when he had stored her body parts in that refrigerator. Revelation number 5, he bought a fridge, as I said earlier, to store her body parts, and he even bought incense sticks after committing the murder. The intention, of course, to contain the stench which was emanating in the house, that foul stench. Revelation number 6, he stored her body parts in that 300-liter fridge. Imagine, think of the audacity really of the man. He buys a new fridge and hides her body parts there. Revelation number 7, it gets even more disturbing, viewers. He bought chemicals to destroy DNA evidence and, of course, to clean the entire crime scene. That's his home. Revelation number 8, of course, these revelations are getting disturbing, more and more disturbing as we are going through them. He disposed Shraddha's phone at an unknown location. He didn't want anyone to find out her location. Revelation number 9, he disposed parts of her body at the Mehroli forest. It took about 18 days when they reportedly for 18 days in a row and threw parts of her body there. Police still trying to recover it. Revelation number 10, he was allegedly inspired by a TV show, Dexter. Reportedly, this show is also about a psychopath killer, and the man was quite inspired by this. And another revelation, that Shraddha and Aftab reportedly did not get along. They fought a lot, and that's something which one of her friends who we just spoke to about half an hour ago or so has also confirmed. Aftab reportedly even Googled ways to clean blood stains. In fact, after committing the crime, the police sources telling us he Googled how to dismember a body, how to clean the crime scene. He also, imagine, just look at the mastermind really, the criminal mastermind. He replied to messages from Shraddha's phone. The intention and idea really to give an impression that the girl was still alive. Clearly, he could not hide his tracks very, very well. He also, next revelation, paid her credit card bills with the same intention and logged into her social media account. Again, as we know that the girl was quite an extrovert, she was quite gregarious, so her friends would have found it very, very shocking that her social media went off completely. Sources also telling us, revelation number 15, Aftab visited Maharashtra after committing the murder. My My colleague Abhishek also reported from the spot outside the home where Aftab had gone to. Aftab reportedly went to Maharashtra really to finalize a land deal. Imagine really how shocking, what a cold-minded really murder it was. Murder, most foul. Really, what are going to be the repercussions for the main accused in the case, if the police, of course, is able to prove this crime in the court of law? What does this really mean for women's safety and security? Swati Maliwal, Delhi Chief for the Commission of Women, joining us. Thank you, ma'am. First of all, good afternoon and thank you for joining us on NewsX. First question, take us through really what's happening as far as similar crimes to women in the national capital are concerned, and also the details of this murder, which I just read out, quite a few of them, exceptionally disturbing, bone-chilling. What do you have to say about the way in which the murder was committed, and how do you see this case going forward, ma'am?
I think it is one of the most shocking cases that I have come across during my tenure. This girl was brutally murdered. Her body was chopped into 35 pieces, and this man who committed this heinous crime was extremely sharp. What he used to do was every day at 2 a.m. he used to get out of his house with one body part and used to dispose it off in different jungles and different areas of Delhi. I think it is one of the most brutal crimes, and strongest action needs to be taken against him. As far as crimes against women and girls in Delhi is concerned, it is just on a rise, and on a daily basis we are seeing at least 6 rapes in the capital, some of which are so gruesome, so brutal that I just don't know how to even describe it. It's a lot of pain that the survivors are going through, and day after day the brutality, the gruesomeness of the crimes just increasing.
All right, and ma'am, reports are also coming in that the accused used to invite other women from dating apps. Does he show that he hardly had any remorse for his actions?
So different aspects of the investigation are coming forward, and it is making one really, just imagine and wonder as to what kind of a mentality and mindset does this man have. To have your ex-girlfriend's dead body inside your home, stocked up in the fridge, and to invite another woman through a dating app. Words fail me. I really don't know what is the mindset of this man. He's a psychotic killer, and to imagine that for the past 6 months, no action was being taken. Nobody even reported the crime. This girl managed to disappear in thin air, and no one took any action. Delhi police did not have a whisper about it. So it also reflects the poor conditioning of policing in this capital. And one can only imagine the kind of pain she must have gone through. So we also issued a notice to the Delhi police, because I want to understand what circumstances, under which circumstances did this girl get killed.
Also, ma'am, there's another disturbing event which is happening or taking place simultaneously on social media. We all know that Shraddha had chosen to move away from her family and live with Aftab. There is a narrative against Shraddha which is very, very unfortunately being created by certain groups online. How do you think we need to counter such narratives? These are obviously extremely detrimental to women.
No, I think we should not generalize anything. I think parents and children, both of them need to have a better relationship as far as these relationships are concerned. In fact, if you see this girl, when she eloped with this man, unfortunately, she had no support from the parents. She had no support from her family as well as her friends. And that is why probably this is what has happened today. So I think that one should not paint everything with the same brush. It is just that there is a crime that has happened. The Delhi Commission for Women, we've issued a notice on it, because I want to understand whether this man was operating alone or he had a gang or some kind of accomplices, because it is one of the most brutal crimes. And I also want to know from the Delhi police whether this girl had complained before to the Delhi police any kind of a domestic violence or any sexual abuse that that this particular criminal had subjected her to, because one would like to understand that what did the Delhi police do when these complaints were there, if they were there. And also I want to understand what is it that the society, what kind of a society are we living in? This man manages to kill this girl in the same flat that both of them were living together for the past 2 years, and nobody gets to know anything. What kind of a society we are in? So I think that the Delhi Commission for Women, we've issued a notice, and we want answers from the Delhi police, and we also want to understand that, like for instance, we've been discussing since yesterday, what kind of policies do we have? A girl, she elopes and she ends up with some kind of an abuser. Who is there to support her? So when you have cases where there is a honor killing case, or some kind of a threat from the family, at least this girl can go up to the Supreme Court, can go up to the High Court and seek some protection. But what happens when she elopes and she's estranged from her family and friends, and she has no support system? So the Delhi Commission for Women, we are also contemplating advising the government on creating a policy for such women who don't have any support from anywhere. They should have at least some support from the government, some support from the system. So if they end up in a toxic relationship, they should be able to have a way out.
Right. And ma'am, what do you think needs to be done to stop such crimes against women?
I think till the time there is no deterrence that is created, which is created through harsh punishments, quick punishments, I don't think much will change. You look at the Chawla matter, such a gruesome gang rape and murder, and ultimately the Supreme Court let off the convicts. So what is the message that is going to the society? The message that is going to the society is that you can do the harshest of crimes and you can get to walk away with it. The next step that needs to be taken in this case is very strong investigation. Already this man has been able to erase a lot of evidence, because it's been 6 months since when the crime happened. There is no body that is available. So the Delhi police has to get its act together and make sure that the investigation is extremely good, so that this person is actually ultimately convicted with the harshest punishment possible.
And ma'am, what will be your appeal to the government or perhaps the public at large?
My first and foremost appeal is to Delhi police. I think we have to get our act together. Unfortunately, Delhi is the rape capital of the world, and it is now also becoming the murder capital of the world. Look at the kind of gruesome stories that are coming in front of us. These are stories that we've seen on some web series, or some serial killing series that we've all seen on different platforms. So I think the Delhi police has to get its act together. We have to have better policing, and now at least in this case we have to have extremely good investigation so that the convict can be given the harshest punishment. Apart from that, I would also like to address especially the parents. If suppose your children decide to make a decision in their life which is not something that you approve of, and you may be right for all you know, but you have to learn to be able to accept it and to be able to support your child. You see this girl, she fell in love, and whether right or wrong, she made a decision. She was an adult at that time. She was only 25 years of age. If suppose she would have had the support of her friends and family, probably she would have been able to see the signs and walk out of this toxic relationship. So I really appeal to everybody, including the girls who end up eloping. I also appeal to them, if there is anything that they feel, if they're not having the support of their friends and family, they can always contact us. We have our 181 helpline, we have our email IDs are available. Please contact the women commissions, please contact the police, and please report before something really, really bad happens.
Well, absolutely, and thank you, ma'am, for joining us and sharing your perspective on this extremely disturbing story, to say the least. The DCW, of course, has already issued a notice to the Delhi police. Grisly details, more and more details, of course, are emerging. The police is present at the crime scene, and they are trying to not only piece the entire story together, but they're also looking for missing body parts of Shraddha. Mahima Kataria, my colleague, continues to be live with us. Mahima, we just spoke to the DCW chief. Exemplary punishment, that's what the entire nation is asking. The code is really building up, even for a death penalty. That's what the father also wants. But for any sort of a tough punishment to be meted out to the accused, the police will have to prove this case in the court of law. Take us through really the type of evidences which the police is trying to gather. What's the police looking for at the moment they are combing that forest where the body parts of Shraddha had allegedly been disposed of? Anything you're picking up from your source as far as the recovery today is concerned?
And actually, well, absolutely, this case needs to be considered under the rarest of rare case. Only then the death penalty ropes in. Firstly, and secondly, the Delhi police is investigating onto a lot of, I would say, on a lot of aspects related to this gruesome case. Where one of the investigation is now foremost important for the police is to get all the body parts together, because only 13 body parts have been recovered and rest 22 have not been recovered yet. So the major focus of the Delhi police for now is to gather all the body parts of Shraddha, which is somewhere down the line more important on the perspective of the postmortem onto DNA. Though the DNA mapping is going on, but it is very important to get the rest of the body parts and to locate of where the body parts are and from what are the location in the national capital where the body parts have been disposed. Whether it is only the national capital or whether, because Aftab went to Maharashtra as well, so whether he took the body parts along with him or not, that has also to be noted. Secondly, because he's been very nonchalant, he's very nonchalant, he's not in remorse, he's not even cooperating with the police. So that becomes a major concern of the police to get out and to dig in the details of what exactly happened. Now, Meenakshi, before, to give a perspective to our viewers that what exactly happened, this Aftab Amin Poonawala, who's a 20 years old food blogger from Mumbai, was arrested on November 11. So he was arrested on November 11 by the Delhi police for allegedly killing his live-in partner Shraddha Walker at their flat in the Chhatarpur on May 18th. So they shifted in the apartment on May 15th, and this gruesome murder happened on May 18th. But this man was arrested on November 11th. And Shraddha Walker met Aftab. When did these two people met? They met in Mumbai back in 2019 and started living together. Though Shraddha's family, Meenakshi, did not in which the couple came to Delhi. Her father was not really aware about the move till a friend of hers contacted him in August. So from May to August, the father's, the father was contacted by one of the friend. And in September, Shraddha's friend told her brother that there was no contact. Also tried to reach her, but failed. The missing person case filed in Mumbai on October 12th. So there's a series of events that I'm taking you through, that what exactly and what dates were noted down by the police and by the Delhi police as well as the Maharashtra police. And Aftab had promised to marry Shraddha, but later backtracked, which led to an argument between the two. And on October end, that is October end and November, Aftab was called for questioning by Mumbai police, where he said that Shraddha was seen with other men and had left the home. Aftab murdered Shraddha on May 18th, but managed to keep it under the wraps till November 10. He used to chat with Shraddha's friend through her Instagram account, is what people are picking up, through a phone, through the social media account. He used to chat with Shraddha's friend, but suddenly Shraddha goes missing. Account were not accessed for 2 months, and there roped in the friend, where they were very worried about that they're unable to contact. And in August, they contacted the father, and then in October, father went to the Maharashtra police.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.